ancient pearling village to domination in the Bronze Age copper trade, to a lucrative pre-war gold smuggling industry, and finally a modern metropolis financed by oil, the Emirates of Dubai have always thrived on trade in one form or another. A remarkable maritime legacy, which took them as far afield as China, has enabled them to survive both desert invasion and colonization. And it's here in Dubai's back streets, where the influence of Bedouin nomads, Indian merchants, and Persian traders can still be found, and where traditional markets or souks enjoy as much business as their air-conditioned counterparts. Sitting centrally on the Arabian Gulf, Dubai is to the Middle East what Hong Kong represents to Asia. Now a major commercial hub, this United Arab Emirates' historical duty-free status has made it a favorite for tourists on the hunt for a bargain, whilst earning it the enviable pseudonym City of Gold. Virtually everything is shipped into Dubai, from gold nuggets and jeans to the latest electronic toys, only to be shipped back out again. And it's this booming re-export trade that has, over centuries, attracted a predominantly immigrant population looking for a piece of the action. But far from compromising its Arabic identity, Dubai proudly protects its religion and tribal-led values, at the same time clearly understanding with typical modernity that tolerance makes good business sense.
If you've got a headscarf to cover your hair, ladies, please, if you could cover your hair.
The Jumeirah Mosque is unique in that it is the only one in Dubai which allows non-Muslims in during specially organized tours.
Before we go inside the mosque, I'm going to ask you to remove your shoes, and I would like you to keep your shoes preferably on the side on the chair. You're not going to offend me. You can ask me whatever you like, whether it be related to religion.
The mosque is Anatolian by design, identifiable by a massive central dome. A mosque consists of a few basic elements, the most recognizable being a minaret, the tower from which the distinctive call to prayer can be heard 5 times a day. The call to prayer is issued from a height above the mosque, from where it can be heard for miles around, similar to the purpose of a church bell. A mosque will always have a mihrab, a niche in the wall facing Mecca, indicating a qibla, the direction believers must face while praying. The mosque must also have a plentiful supply of water so that worshippers can purify themselves before praying. At last count, there were 149 mosques in central Dubai alone, and this proliferation reflects the way in which Emiratis have embraced Islam as a way of life, not just a weekly occasion on the Holy Friday. The call to prayer prompts Muslims to worship wherever they are, and the city's plan is to build a mosque for every 500 meters. Dubai's shopping malls were not the first to enjoy air conditioning, as the Persians brought their environmentally friendly version to the emirate a century before. These traditional merchant dwellings took on a familiar design. A wind tower in the corner facing an open courtyard, or al-hush, in the center, with the family rooms leading off. The wind tower, or bajil, works in a brilliantly simplistic way, and Dubai's old Bastakia Conservation District has many examples of this unique Gulf invention. The towers are open on all 4 sides and catch even small breezes, which are channeled down around a central shaft and into the room below. In the process, the air speeds up and is cooled. The cooler air already in the tower shaft pulls in and cools the hotter air from the outside. Simple convection, of course. I can vouch for this wind tower. It's definitely cooler standing under here. Even the alleys separating the houses were created with cooling in mind. Keeping them tall and narrow meant that you kept in the shade and banished the sunlight. There's certainly no shying away from the sunlight for Dubai's opulent towers, as seen along the north bank of the creek. Here, an infrastructure that only a young oil nation can fuel is conspicuously displayed in defiance of the desert. On Dubai's Gulf Coast, Jumeirah Beach is home to the five-star holiday resorts and the most surreal vision of modern architecture that the Middle East has to offer. The Burj Al Arab, or Arabian Tower, and its sister Jumeirah Beach Hotel together resemble a dhow coming into harbor against the crest of a breaking wave, reflecting Dubai's maritime history as well as its newfound affluence. As the tallest hotel in the world, the Burj Al Arab has become Dubai's most recognizable landmark, as well as the best hotel in the world, according to Condé Nast's Traveler magazine. The 28-duplex structure clocks up not just five-star superlatives, but aspires beyond to a gold-leafed, marble-clad 7 stars. The tower, which is built on an artificial island connected to the shore by a private causeway, houses 202 suites served by individual butlers, a fleet of Rolls-Royces, a helipad, and in true James Bond style, wait for it, a submerged restaurant. And I can recommend the martinis. Dubai's premium resource is neither gold nor oil. It's water. The strategic moves that placed Dubai firmly on the map were first to dredge the Creek of Silt in the 50s, and then to create the world's largest artificial harbor. The creek may seem to provide the life force of the city, keeping the trade traffic flowing. You can't drink salt water. 93% of Dubai's fresh water has to be desalinated, and the other 7% sourced from underground wells. High temperatures and low rainfalls increases the battle with desertification. But you wouldn't think so. Look at the home of the PGA Dubai Desert Classic. For all its industrious toing and froing, the creek also provides a marine playground for wealthy pleasure seekers, with their million-dollar yachts waiting in harbor and their jet skis at the ready. But carry on inland to the southern end of the creek, and you'll find that it supports an altogether different kind of jet set, making a pit stop from all corners of the earth. Making a grand entrance every year in Dubai are hundreds of flamingo, arriving for the winter from lakes in northern Iran to mingle with the country's 90 resident breeds. Artificial nests have been built to encourage the flamingos to breed at the city's sole nature reserve, the core Dubai Waterbird Sanctuary. This great expanse of mudflats is open only to those on official birdwatching tours, usually in the company of Colin Richardson, the UAE's official bird recorder. Colin, why is Core Dubai such a hotspot for birdwatchers?
Well, a number of birdwatchers, amateur birdwatchers, realized that there was a large number of flamingos over summering. Now, flamingos don't naturally breed in Arabia, so this was reported to the government, who subsequently built an ideal habitat for them. They're feeding the flamingos daily, and even though these flamingos are wild, they come from breeding colonies in Iran. On average, the most recent count we had in winter was 4,000 birds of 60 species of wetland-orientated birds. That's herons, ducks, flamingos, and shorebirds of all types. This is a site of international importance. It's a tidal mudflat. It has a tidal range of about 3 or 4 feet, and it's ideal. It has a very, very dense population of invertebrates, which is the main feeding base for birds, and as a result, the population density of all species is very high in Dubai.
The best months to catch sight of these migrating birds are from October to March, and a pair of these are absolutely vital for the job. But where there's birds, there are birds of prey. Falconry, the sport of sheikhs, is a traditional Bedouin hunting method and is still practiced in the UAE as a pastime rather than a means of survival. Dan Darman, from Feathers of Arabia, trains falcons for royalty and occasionally displays the skills of falcons, kites, and eagles for those who may want a personal and authentic demonstration. Where did falconry first originate?
It actually came to Arabia, you can say, around 2,000 years ago, and this was mainly to spice up their diet that they needed during the winter times. Because in summer times they had, of course, their dates, their camel milk, and their goats with them. But to catch really something like a hubara in the winter time, they only could do this with the falcons.
What's hubara?
Hubara, you can compare it with the size of a pheasant. I mean, only the falcons, they're very much maneuverable, and they are able to catch this, like this hubara, or even up to pigeons. The trappers, they are sitting in the small tent, right, sometimes for months and months, only to catch 1 or 2 falcons. This would be enough to live for the rest of the year.
Is it mainly for traditional purposes?
The main purpose, you can say, is breeding the falcons in captivity here for one of the sheikhs, so that they don't have to take the falcons anymore from the wild, and still can keep the tradition alive of hunting with their falcons.
And the mask, is that?
The little burqa.
What is it called, a burqa?
It's burqa called in Arabic. Let's say there would be a prey passing by, or we would train the falcons, and all of the falcons would try to come and catch the prey. This, of course, because they're tired of this, might hurt themselves. So the best thing is, with this burqa, it keeps them quiet, they don't see anything, but they feel very, very comfortable.
Any time is a good time to shop in duty-free Dubai, but it's during the Dubai Shopping Festival. Yes, that's right, Shopping Festival. There's a chance to enter hundreds of raffles and wonder in amazement at the tourist entertainment specially laid on in the name of mass consumption. But shopping devotees beware. In March or April, when the festival is held, hotels get packed, so book well in advance. And although the choicest shopping can be found in the malls, there's little haggling done here. If haggling is something that would complete your Middle East experience, then your mettle may be tested on purchasing the ubiquitous Persian rug. Dubai's neighboring emirate, Sharjah, has the best selection of oriental carpets in the country, and there's always room to bargain here. In fact, it would be rude not to. A few tips before pointing enthusiastically at that must-have rug and coughing up at the first asking price, even if the vendor has shown you every carpet in the UAE. This is just to make you feel guilty and obliged to buy one. Take a long time to decide. Go away and come back if you have to. Ask lots of awkward questions and start with half the offer price. He'll give you a bargain just to get rid of you. The more knots there are per square inch, the more valuable the rug. All that workmanship, of course. And when you do find the carpet of your dreams, pay in cash for the best discount and make sure you receive a certificate of authentication. No visit to the UAE would be complete without thorough toasting under the desert sun. Extreme sports might not put you in touch with the sand-dwelling lifestyle of the nomadic Bedouin, but at least you'll have fun. Dune bashing in a buggy can be arranged through official tours led by the likes of the Desert Rangers. So why is it such a buzz to drive around with your backsides close to the scorched earth? It's fun!
Yeah.
And what is it about sand that makes it good for off-roading?
It's soft.
He's right. These dune buggies are fun, and the sand is real soft. Is there anything else you can do in a dune?
Sure, you can ski.
Ski. Why do they call it sand skiing when these guys are quite obviously using a board?
It's a monoski, not a board.
That explains that, then. What I want to know is, where are the chairlifts around here? Only 20 minutes out of Dubai is Sharjah, the third largest emirate, named Cultural Capital of the Arab World by UNESCO, in recognition of its dedicated arts area and international art biennial. And as artistic achievement is still a relatively new concept in Dubai, Sharjah serves as a vital outlet for the UAE's creativity and expressive thought. The jewel in the crown of the arts area is the recently established Sharjah Art Museum, which exhibits some local modern art, although the majority is from the overseas collection of His Highness, Dr. Sheikh Sultan. The purpose-built three-story gallery replaces the original art museum, which now serves as the Sharjah Art Institute and Art School. Opposite the museum, the Beit Obeid Al-Shamsi, a restored house, is now used for seminars and as a studio by several practicing artists, including Abdul Rahim Salam. Where could artists like yourself work before these studios were established?
I working in my home. I think this is because I have a small room and I'm trying to work in there, but it's very difficult to work in home because I have a child and I haven't enough space to move and put my painting there.
How did you manage to get a studio here?
I started to write letters for the Department of Cultures, and we discussed with the Sheikh and Department of Sharjah here, in the Culture Department of Cultures. They give us this is a place to work. But now I'm be happy to work here because it is enough for me. I can move, I can put my painting, and sometimes I be sleeping here, sometimes, yeah, I respect some guests here. It's good for me. But the important thing is I can teach some student when I have a time and have a spare time to teach some young artists here to give him some lesson about art.
Visitors are encouraged to wander freely throughout the area and soak up the creative vibe and perhaps buy some of the work up for sale. After a day of artistic acquisitions, there's even an arts cafe on the main square where you can eavesdrop on the painters and poets. How inspiring. The ancient fortress village of Hatta, nestled in the foothills of the Haja Mountains, is a popular weekend retreat for Dubai's privileged. The main attraction being its cool climate and dramatic scenery, a refreshing change from constantly shaking the sand from your shoes. The option and accommodation lie solely with the Hatta Fort Hotel, which, believe me, is no hardship. Some would even claim the hotel to be the real highlight of Hatta. Surrounded by jagged volcanic rock and grand vistas, the hotel provides a somewhat exclusive air of safari-style living, with some pretty alternative sporting facilities. Not bad. Not bad, Russell. I'll give it another shot. Well, perhaps clay pigeon shooting's my thing. Whoa! It would appear so. Skeet and trap clay pigeon shooting is available with professional supervision at hand and a variety of pools to test every level, including amateurs, and myself, of course. Within a short distance from the hotel, four-wheel drive safaris venture into the neighboring emirate of Oman, the nearby rock pools. These dirt tracks in the mountains are really tough to negotiate, especially after heavy rainfall. And my butt is feeling it now. Even during the hot summer months, these pools are always full of water and are great for a quick dip. And before you ask, the answer is yes. I am wearing swimming trunks. It contains water all year round, and it's a surreal experience to swim the narrow rock corridors and stumble upon waterfalls despite being surrounded by landscape as barren as the moon. There's a good camel. Now, are you gonna cooperate? Now, I've been taken through this procedure quite a few times with a varying degree of success. So you'll just have to bear with me. Okay. Hold this. Leg over here. Hold steady. And up we go! Oh! Ah! There. See? Couldn't be simpler. Wish. Help! Hey. Come on. Son. Wish! It's tiring. Hey! Okay, that's the camel riding bit over now. I'm ready to disembark. Guys? How do you steer this thing? Where are you guys? Hey! Wait! Great. Much fun though they are, camel rides and campsites represent very little in the way of contemporary Bedouin life, as the romantic figure of the robe-clad nomad has long disappeared in the UAE. But there are some things that never change. Good old Bedouin hospitality. Muhammad shared in some insider Bedouin knowledge. Hi, Mr. Muhammad. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same, ma'am.
Mr. Muhammad, how important was my friend, the ship of the desert, to Bedouin survival?
They depend on the camels in the past. Very important animals in our life. We use it as transportation. We use it for races. We used to milk them. We used to eat their meat. So the camels were very close to our lives.
How important was the date palm to the Bedouin survival?
The Bedouin people, they all the time, they should have, 3 times a day they should have dates. You know, they cannot eat food without dates. They get the energy from dates. Sometimes they used to mix it with dried bread and put sometimes with milk, mix it and give it to the baby, and they used to eat it themselves. And you can see now in big numbers of farms, date farms. But in the past there was few people, so they have a few numbers of dates tree in the oasis.
So, Mr. Muhammad, how would you sum up the Bedouin philosophy of life?
They live in very difficult climate, but still these people, according to this weather, bad weathers, they are very good people and they are very welcoming people, you know. How they got this one? From their religions. They got it because they are strong, they are good believers. They live and they love the others according to their religion instructions. So this is their philosophy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad. Salam alaikum.
As-salam means that's when you're going, so ma'as-salam.
Oh, ma'as-salam. Oh, well, I'm afraid that's the end of our all too brief discovery of Dubai. I'm going to spend my final night here, as the Bedouin would have, under the stars. So from me, Keagan Kang, and the City of Gold, Masalam. I haven't had a date in a long time, but thanks for letting me ride your camel today. It's a very fast camel. If you would like to travel to Dubai, then Cathay Pacific can fly you there daily and arrange your hotel through our tour operators. Check the website www.cathaypacific.com for details.